If this shoulder is up, when I turn it, this shoulder being high makes me fall out, and now I'm staggering out of the turn. Chad Wilson, All Eyes DB Camp. One of the crucial moves as a defensive back is being able to hip flip. But some of you out there may be having some trouble in executing it the right way. We're going to talk about how we get that done today on DB Tip Clips. All right, there's some moves that you absolutely have to be able to execute as a defensive back, and being able to flip your hips is one of those. It allows you to be able to cover in both zone and in man. So I'm going to talk about the 3 things you need to do to execute your hip flip the right way. First of all, your hip flip is going to come from you being in an open shoulder run, okay? The first thing that I see guys do that they have a problem with is their shoulder is not open. So they're closed off, okay? So instead of having the shoulder here lined up on the receiver or seeing the action, they're closed off right here, all right? So now when you got to execute that hip turn, that hip flip, it's taking too many steps. Now you're going 1, 2, 3, and then 4 because you have to turn your shoulders too far. So the first thing you need to do is keep this shoulder open. Look how many steps it takes when I have to make that hip flip and my shoulder is open. I'm running, shoulders open, 1, 2, and now I'm open, okay? So the first thing is keeping that shoulder open. 1, all right. The next thing that you have to make sure that you're doing right is not only does this shoulder need to be open, this shoulder also needs to be down. We want to be like this in our crossover run, okay? Now when we make that turn, if our shoulder is up and we make that flip, we're going to throw our bodies over this way. This shoulder being up is going to lead to our body overextending when we make the flip, and then that's why we fall out. So this is what it looks like coming straight at you. If this shoulder is up, when I turn it, this shoulder being high makes me fall out, and now I'm staggering out of the turn, and the receiver runs away from me because I'm not in good running position. So step number 2 is have that shoulder down. 1, and the final part is the feet, okay? What are the feet doing? You gotta execute your hip flip in 2 steps. Not 3, not 4, but 2. So here's how that happens. So let's just take a little bit of a focus on my feet here. I'm in my crossover run with my shoulder open and down. What needs to happen for me to do this in 2? The back foot, the foot that's going in the direction that you're heading in, has to be that first one that lands on the ground, okay? So this foot lands, and then I'm gonna rotate off of that foot to swivel my hips open and land the front foot on the other side. So it's here, boom, rotate, get this one open. That's 2 steps, okay? Watching it again. This foot goes down, plant it, rotate it, open, get this other foot down, and now I'm in a shoulder open, down run, going the other way. Showing it at 3/4 speed, because slow-mo isn't always gonna give you the answer. I'm running, boom, boom, I'm open in 2 steps, all right? One more time. Back foot, swing it open, all right? Back foot, rotate, swing the other leg around. Here, bam, bam, and then I'm down, all right? Those are the 3 steps to executing a really good hip flip. All right, there you have it. 3 simple steps to executing a really good hip flip. If you're really, really good at your hip flips, it prevents you from making too many speed turns and giving your back to the receiver. Ideally, in an ideal world, when you're covering a guy and he changes direction, you want to be able to hip flip so you can keep your eyes on the guy. You practice your hip flips with these 3 steps that I gave you, you'll get really good at it, and you'll find less of a need for those pesky speed turns that make you lose sight of the receiver. Speaking of lose sight, don't lose sight of your goals for this season coming up. If you want to reach all of them and then some, I've got some great resources for you. Number 1 is my book, 101 DB Tips, chock full of information that you need to reach your highest level. How to train in the offseason, how to watch film, how to play corner, nickel, safety, how to cover in the slot, how to tackle. Everything you need is wrapped up in that book right there. 101 DB Tips, available in soft cover and ebook. I'll have a link to it down in the description. The second part is the All Eyes DB Camp members area. We're up to 300 videos and posts in there right now, showing you all kinds of technique, We're going over strategy, explaining coverages. We've got quizzes in there, all kinds of tips, every single thing that you need to be the best DB that you can be. If you have the book and you have the members area, you're going to reach those goals and then some this year. That's it for me. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you out, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to subscribe. As always, All Eyes DB Camp, consistency breeds results.